All right, welcome this afternoon to the extension of the Inspired Women's Writers Retreat because we had so much fun in the weekend. We had so much more we wanted to talk about, so we're doing 3 follow-up Zoom calls, and today Miss Beth Anderson, Captain Beth Anderson, is going to share an exercise with us that she learned, how many years ago, Beth?
9.
I'm afraid there she is. She looks frozen on my picture.
Yeah, she was frozen.
So we want everyone to know that, because she lives in such a fabulous little town on Lake Pepin, sometimes her technology's a little slower than you Chicagoland folks. And so I, for one, sometimes have to be patient and let the technology catch up with my language. All right, I'm assuming, Beth, we need pen and paper.
Yes, ma'am.
This is a writing thing, so share with us the history on this and your viewpoints of it, and then Beth's going to take us through the exercise, actually, right?
Absolutely, yep. So the idea behind this is sometimes just getting started is the hard part. So a man by the name of Michael Drew, who is he's in California, I believe, is a publisher, and a writing group that I was involved with had him on, and they walked us through this exercise. And at the time, he said, feel free to share it. So I'm sharing it, and I'm using his name. So there you go, Michael. The idea is that if you can get the outline done, is kind of the easy part. You've got all this stuff in your head, and at least I do, and you can, if you can just corral it, it's a lot easier. So let's, I did a spreadsheet and typed it all in, but writing it works absolutely fine. However it works for you best. The idea is I'm going to give you an instruction and a time limit, and we'll go to the end of the time limit, and whatever you have done up to that point is absolutely fine. There are no right and wrong ways to do it. You just want to do it off the top of your head. Yes, ma'am.
So, Beth,
you're holding your hand up, you ask a question.
You buffered when you were trying to explain, so I want to repeat. I don't know how this comes out after the fact when I hear stuttering in your voice, so to speak, when it buffers like that. So what she said is the outline of your book, the chapters, is sometimes the hardest thing to do. And so what this exercise is to get that outline on paper, because once you have that, then writing the rest of it is easy. Right?
Yep, absolutely. You can type this, or you can write it down. And the idea is to start with that you have a book in mind. So we're not going to investigate, or this is a time to just organize thoughts you've already had about a book you wanted to write. So we're going to start with that thought process. So the first one is you're going to do a title of your book with a description. And again, we're not here to edit. Let's see. We're here to get things written down on paper. So you're going to have 2 minutes, and oftentimes people have had the title forever. So let's go ahead and start. I'll give you 2 minutes. The title of your book with a description. Go. Okay, we've got 10 seconds to wrap it up. And stop. Please note that what you've written is just what you've written. It may change drastically by the end of this half hour or next week. It's all fine. Luann?
Do we then share? I bet not in his exercise they didn't, because there were probably hundreds of people, but.
Correct, yeah, no sharing at this point. If
Okay.
you want to at the end, that's fine, but let's get through the exercise for everybody else, shall we?
Okay.
Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is I want you to write down 16 topics, 16 subjects that you want to discuss. So when I did this exercise, it's a networking book about business networking. So my first one was valuing everyone's time. The second one was communication. So just pick 16 and you may end up with 8, you may end up with 24. That's not the point either. You're shooting for 16. So just 16 random subjects that you want to include in your book, and whatever that looks like to you is absolutely fine. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to do this part. So also, I'm sorry, if you're doing this writing it on paper, leave yourself enough space between each one underneath it. So leave yourself a couple inches. If you've got 16 topics, I would say you need, why don't you put 4 or 5 on a page is all. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Because you're going to have to do something with each of the topics, yeah.
Correct, yep. So if you didn't have enough paper, I apologize for not explaining that properly. So do we need a second for you to get more paper, Lou?
No, I'm writing in a journal, so it'll just stretch out over multiple pages.
Correct. Yep, that's what I want you to do. Just leave yourself enough of a gap that you can write some stuff underneath. So 16 subjects to discuss in the book. You've got 3 minutes. Go.
You won't look so serious.
Hi, Diane.
Sorry I'm late.
Beth,
Hi.
while we're writing, can you bring Diane up to speed?
Sure, Diane. Hi. What you're looking to do here is we each took 2 minutes and wrote the title of the book and a description. And then what we're doing right now is 3 minutes with 16 subjects to discuss in the book, leaving a gap in between them so you can write more stuff in the next section.
Okay. How cool. Thank you.
About 15 seconds left. Okay, that's it.
Oh, shoot.
You can add more later. I also neglected to say in no particular order. So I know what I found myself trying to do while I was doing the exercise was, wait a minute, that one needs to go before that one. Yeah.
Yep.
Not exactly helpful to what I was trying to do. So, but anyway, so now hopefully we've got something between a couple of subjects and 16 of them in order to do the next exercise. Because the next exercise is filling it out. So I skipped telling you how many items were going to be underneath each item, because if it were me, I would go, oh, this one, I could do these 4. So what we want to do is take each one of these subjects and write 4 things that you want to cover underneath them. As an example, let's see. I had valuing everyone's time for my business book. So I had be on time. If you can't be on time, call. Don't reschedule on a customer, and get directions in advance. Even if people say they understand, there's an underlying conversation that goes on when you're late. So that's the kind of thing we're looking for this time. Any questions on that?
How much time do we get?
7 minutes.
Ooh.
So you get 15 seconds each. I'm the one
Holy,
who,
I can't even write that fast.
well, that's why I was typing it. Do you want a little more time than that? Let's just zip through it. Just be brief, because you want to be brief. Like I've got one under language and spelling that says pay attention, email, brochures, and editor. What do all those mean? We'll figure that out later. So you just want to be quick and not think about it so much. You know, you can skip the thinking part. Go with your gut, because that's what works really well.
Because that's what we do.
Yes. Pay attention to your instincts. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start. Here we go, 7 minutes. 4 items under each. Wow, 15 seconds.
That went fast.
I thought,
It did.
That was really helpful.
okay, I just got to warn you, I just got a message that my free account is going to end in 10 minutes.
That's weird.
Well, it's because I'm on a free Zoom account, but I thought I was connected to Diane because some days it doesn't do that to me. Some days
If you want to dial into mine, I can find it and post
let's
it.
keep going. We're going to keep going for 10 minutes and try and finish up. And then we can come back and chat about it and share on a different version. But I'm trying to get this recording to people.
Okay, so did you find that helpful?
Very. I had some ideas that hadn't come up before.
I think what I found on it too is a time pressure sometimes is a good thing.
It's very useful for me. Otherwise, I'll never get it done.
Exactly. Now, the rest of the exercise is talking about 500 to 1,000 words each for each chapter in the book is something to look at. Or I'm sorry, for each item, not each chapter. Each one of those 4 things, you'd have 500 to 1,000 words each. And I'm realizing now at the end of this, where they had started it was, this is how you can use a blog to write a book, was one twist on this. So now you have 16 times 4, and so you've got 52 weeks. You could do 1 a week, and at the end of the year, you'd have a book. So that's another way to look at this. Yay! So he said an hour a day, which sounds kind of daunting to me. What another friend of ours talks about is do something for 15 minutes. And I use that technique a lot. I say, okay, because I can do anything for 15 minutes, right? Well, maybe not anything, but lots of things I can do for 15 minutes. So if you give yourself permission to do something for 15 minutes, oftentimes what then happens is you get lost in the process. So it's not like we just did, all of a sudden 7 minutes was gone. Yes, Lou.
So that means a chapter is 2,000 words?
Yes. 2,000, 2 to 4,000. Yeah. And that's in a business book sense.
Mhm.
We're not talking romantic novels or mystery novels or memoirs. This was a business book kind of thing. So
Right.
But yeah, that's
So that's the extent of the exercise?
That's it.
So again, I just like to reiterate that the point that he was making is that getting the outline on paper and your ideas very quickly out on paper can then inspire you to write the rest of the book, give you the structure and the flow to do that with ease. So even though they call it writing a book in 30 minutes, it's really writing the outline for the book in 30 minutes and giving you that structure so that it moves you off the dime. And so I love the technique of getting you to the table by going, okay, I can write a book in 30 minutes. Perfect. Show me how you do that, and then really giving you the confidence to write it in general. So I love how that works. And I got really inspired. I don't know about the rest of you about this new idea. Not really a new idea. It's been sitting in the back of my head, but I've never tried to put it to paper in any kind of structure. And now I can take it actually, my book is about the transformational trek journeys that my sister has been taking women on. So wonderful stories of women on journeys into the wilderness with inspirational messages that will come out of it, right? So there'll be learning that comes out of it. And now I'm going to go take it to my sister over the 4th of July and go, hey, we got to do this together. Hey, what are your ideas? And fill in more of the gaps, which will be so much fun. Anybody else want to quickly share to inspire our colleagues who are going to listen to this before it cuts us off? We have 4 minutes.
This was helpful, and I'm sorry I missed the beginning. One suggestion, and as we were doing this, I thought of it. Marcy Scheimoff suggested, we did a process sort of like this, and we wrote our little themes on Post-it notes.
Sure.
And then we put them into the categories. And the nice thing about that is you can stand back and look at it, and you can move things around or tear them up and put something new up.
Yeah. So I was in the middle of it, running out of themes, and made some stuff up to keep moving in the 2 minutes. And just threw it down there, and then I went, oh wait, there's my other Trek journeys besides the ones that are just with my sister. And so then they came at the end, and it would never stay that way probably. And that's when the Post-it notes can allow you to move things around. I wasn't worried about sequence, as Beth told us. Don't worry about sequence. Just get it on paper. Now you can take what you have on paper and put it on those Post-it notes. And I think, too, I've heard Marcy do that presentation, and then it's, another idea comes up, you add another Post-it note to the whiteboard. Or
Right.
I used, when I did a Post-it note exercise with Marcy, I got one of those flip charts that we use always at the Passion Test events, that tripod thing that sits by itself. You with me? Big Post-it notepad, tripod. And then I put the Post-it notes, the little Post-it notes on there, which I could also then close it and put it away, and it was protected. And I had it for a very long time. It was not about writing a book, that particular one. It was about designing your life. But I had it for a very long time and could pull it out. And it depends. If you have an office like Diane's where you have a wall that you could always have that Post-it note thing going on, it's like a vision board, right? Oh,
Right.
I have an idea. Slap it on the wall, you know? Ooh, I don't like that one anymore. Take it off.
Okay, hon, you're down to less than a minute.
All right, ladies.
This
So
was
thank you. That was awesome. It was good to see your faces, Beth and Diane, and of course Luann, but I see you more regularly.
And I'm just noticing what beautiful blue eyes you have. I didn't notice that when we were together, but wow.
Are you talking to me or?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
you.
Well,
Because
thank
really
you. They're
close to the
actually
camera.
green, but it's probably hard to tell on the video. Thank you.
All right, beautiful women of the Inspired Women's Retreat. Thanks for showing up today, and we'll send this out so you have it as backup as well, and can do this
Wonderful.
exercise anytime that you want to write another book.
Thank you, Beth. Thank you for coordinating, Luann.
Next one is
Thank
at
you.
4 o'clock next Wednesday with Patty.
Perfect.
All right.
Wonderful.
We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.
Love y'all.